Welcome back, collectors and Aussie history buffs. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Australian coinage, where some of the most unassuming 50-cent coins have skyrocketed in value. Whether it's due to low mintage, historical significance, or striking design flaws, these coins have become the holy grail for collectors. So grab your coin folders and settle in. Here are the top 4 most valuable and expensive Australian 50-cent coins, each from a different year and carrying its own incredible story. Let's get started. First up, let's dive deep into the captivating world of the 1979 Australian 50-cent coin. This unassuming piece of cupronickel could be hiding tremendous potential, especially in a world where rare finds and unique features have turned everyday pocket change into small fortunes. Here's your gripping and fully detailed journey into a coin that might just turn out to be Australia's next million-dollar marvel. In the shimmering realm of Australian coinage, the 1979 50-cent piece stands as a solid emblem of numismatic tradition. While not commonly listed among the rarest of coins at first glance, it holds surprising value when condition, demand, and certain market factors align. Composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, this coin weighs in at 15.55 grams and is uniquely shaped with 12 distinctive sides, a dodecagon, unlike the round coins of many other nations. Its large size, silvery hue, and crisp edge geometry make it one of the most instantly recognizable pieces in Australian pockets. The obverse, designed by Arnold Machin, features the regal effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, crowned and stately, facing right. This portrait had graced coins since 1966, and in 1979, it remained a symbol of stability and authority. Her finely detailed diadem and lifelike gaze reflect the minting precision of the Royal Australian Mint, whose standards during this period were exceptionally high. In high-grade condition, the Queen's hairlines, crown detail, and even the texture of her robes remain visible under magnification. Flip the coin to the reverse, and you're greeted with the majestic Australian coat of arms, a magnificent design sculpted by Stuart Devlin, the renowned goldsmith and silversmith of the Commonwealth. This imagery bursts with patriotic strength. The shield at the center showcases the badges of Australia's 6 states. Flanking it are the nation's most iconic fauna, the red kangaroo on the left and the emu on the right, both etched in vivid detail. They are not just national symbols. They are guardians of the country's heritage, chosen because neither animal can walk backwards, representing a country always moving forward. The engraving radiates dignity, and in color circulation condition, the silvery luster plays beautifully against shadows within the design. As of today, most 1979 50-cent coins in average circulated condition hold modest market value, typically ranging from $1 to $5 Australian dollars, depending on where. However, in color circulation condition, where the coin retains much of its original mint luster and crisp detailing, the value climbs significantly. Collectors are known to pay $10 to $30 Australian dollars for visually impressive examples with minimal abrasions. And here's where things get even more intriguing. Coins in uncirculated or near uncirculated condition, especially with full strike detail and zero oxidation, have sold at auctions for $50 to $100 Australian dollars, sometimes more when in graded slabs by PCGS or NGC. But the real excitement lies in anomalies, those spectacular minting errors that send values soaring. A 1979 50-cent coin featuring a die crack, double strike, or off-center strike could fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These rare minting flaws are aggressively pursued by seasoned collectors and can elevate a common coin to elite status in a matter of seconds. Imagine pulling such a specimen from an old coin jar. It could quite literally make you a fortune overnight. In today's evolving market, there's a growing demand for historical coins with pristine features, particularly among new collectors inspired by the success of recent million-dollar auctions. The 1979 50-cent coin is beginning to benefit from this renewed interest. Platforms like eBay, Namista, and Australian coin trading groups have seen a spike in listings and wanted ads for older decimal coins in excellent condition. Numismatics is no longer just a hobby. It's becoming a serious investment vehicle. What makes this coin a real millionaire's wildcard isn't just its base value. It's the possibility of unique characteristics combined with skyrocketing interest in numismatic investment portfolios. Just as the once-overlooked 2000 mule $1 coin soared into legendary status, any rare variant of the 1979 50-cent coin could make headlines. In the right condition and with the right buyer, that silvery dodecagon in your drawer could ignite a bidding war that ends in 6 or 7 figures. Even coins without errors but preserved in museum-grade condition are becoming prized heirlooms. Collectors across Australia and beyond are seeking out sets of 50-cent pieces from every year of issue, and the 1979 edition, being over 4 decades old, is now gaining attention as a key date in these increasingly valuable collections. The coin's historical context, predating major coinage changes of the 1980s, lends it further weight. So, what should you do if you suspect you have a 1979 Australian 50-cent coin in top-tier color circulation condition? First, examine it carefully, under natural light. Assess its shine, detail, and edge wear. If it sparkles like a freshly minted gem, avoid handling it with bare hands. Store it in a non-PVC coin flip and consult a professional grader. If it's an error coin, get it authenticated and watch its market value soar. In summary, the 1979 50-cent Australian coin isn't just a piece of metal. It's a potential hidden gem waiting to be unearthed by a sharp eye and a little bit of luck. With its iconic design, solid historical roots, and growing collector demand, it may be one of the silent millionaires hiding in plain sight. Keep your eyes open, your coins safe, and your mind ready, because the next great Australian coin discovery might just be sitting in the palm of your hand. Next up, let's journey into the thrilling and unexpectedly lucrative world of the 1981 Australian 50-cent coin, a piece that may appear ordinary at first glance, but has the potential to become one of Australia's most life-changing treasures. With a history rich in design, minting intrigue, and growing collector demand, this coin may very well be hiding in plain sight and could be your unexpected ticket to millionaire status. In the glinting tapestry of Australian currency, the 1981 50-cent coin stands as a bold testament to tradition and national identity. This dodecagonal marvel, a 12-sided silver-toned beauty, was minted in enormous quantities, and yet, nestled within this vast sea of production lies the chance to uncover rarities, errors, and pristine specimens that are commanding increasing attention across global coin markets. At first glance, this coin may look like a standard issue, but under the right conditions, it becomes an object of fascination and possibly a fortune in your hands. This coin was struck not only at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, but also under contract at the Royal Mint in London and the Royal Canadian Mint, due to high domestic demand in the early 1980s. This international production has added an incredible twist to the story, variations in die characteristics, strike pressure, and quality depending on the origin of the mint. While these subtle differences may not seem like much to a seasoned collector or a sharp-eyed enthusiast, they spell the difference between a coin worth face value and one that could sell for thousands or more. Let's talk design. The obverse of the 1981 50-cent coin features the celebrated effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Arnold Machin. This is the same regal portrait that graced coins since Australia's decimalisation in 1966. The Queen's portrait is crowned, youthful, and refined, a powerful representation of continuity and Commonwealth pride. In color circulation condition, her facial features, crown detail, and the delicately swept hair remain crisp and vibrant, giving the coin a luminous elegance that collectors crave. The legend surrounding her, Elizabeth II Australia 1981, is struck boldly, especially in examples from the Canadian Mint, which are known for their slightly sharper detail. The reverse design, crafted by master goldsmith Stuart Devlin, features the Australian coat of arms, framed in symmetry by the national icons, the kangaroo and emu, standing proudly on either side of a richly detailed shield. Each of the 6 state emblems is displayed in heraldic perfection. Above the crest sits the 7-pointed Commonwealth star, while below lies a flowing scroll with no legend, a testament to Devlin's artistic preference for minimal clutter and maximum impact. In coins that have retained their mint brilliance, the animal's fur textures, shield ornaments, and floral flourishes emerge with startling clarity, offering a feast of artistry for the eyes. In terms of specifications, the 1981 50-cent coin weighs 15.55 grams and is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silvery, non-magnetic appearance. It has a diameter of 31.65 millimeters and a thickness of 2.50 millimeters. These specifications have remained largely unchanged since 1969 when the round silver 50-cent coin was withdrawn. However, the production from different mints introduces subtle differences in finish, luster, and even planchet quality, and these details matter immensely when it comes to valuation. Now comes the exciting part: current market value and demand. In standard circulated condition, this coin may fetch $1 to $4 Australian, depending on where. But if you have a 1981 50-cent coin in color circulation condition, meaning it retains most of its original mint shine and sharp strike, the value rises significantly, landing between $10 to $40 AUD. More than just shine, collectors seek coins with no surface damage, sharp edge definition, and consistent metal tonality. But here's where the million-dollar potential truly lies: rare mint errors and foreign mint anomalies. Some coins from the Canadian Mint, for example, exhibit over-polished dies, resulting in partial or missing details in the shield or animals. Others have been documented with die cracks, double strikes, off-center strikes, and even clipped planchets. These are not your everyday finds, but when discovered, such coins can command hundreds to several $1,000s, depending on severity, rarity, and grading. At high-end numismatic auctions, rare errors or pristine examples of this coin have quietly changed hands for $1,000 plus AUD, and that's just the beginning of their potential. Moreover, demand for the 1981 50-cent coin is surging, especially as new generations of collectors begin assembling full-year sets of Australian decimal coinage. With older coins in high-grade condition becoming increasingly scarce, this particular year has been earmarked by investors as a sleeper hit. A coin undervalued in the mainstream market, but rapidly appreciating in specialized circles. It's a classic case of today's common becomes tomorrow's crown jewel. So what if you're lucky enough to own one? First, assess the coin's eye appeal. Look for consistent silver luster, sharp strike, and lack of heavy bag marks or corrosion. If it's something truly extraordinary, a misstrike, an odd finish, or an unlisted variety, get it professionally graded and authenticated. Coins graded MS65 or above by respected services such as PCGS or NGC can skyrocket in value, especially with confirmed minting errors. Collectors and investors alike are watching this coin more closely than ever. Its triple mint origin, strong patriotic design, and surprising array of minting quirks make it a serious contender in the race for future million-dollar finds. And who knows? The next legendary discovery might not come from a dealer or an auction house. It might come from the old biscuit tin in your garage, where a gleaming 1981 50-cent coin has waited patiently for decades. Next up, let's unravel the thrilling mystery and monetary potential of the 1984 Australian 50-cent coin, a coin that many Australians have unknowingly passed through their hands, never suspecting it could one day turn them into a millionaire. Hiding in your coin jar or nestled in the folds of forgotten change might be a deceptively common treasure, because when found in very fine color condition or struck with rare minting quirks, the 1984 50-cent coin transforms from face value to life-changing wealth. In the bold and glittering world of Australian numismatics, the 1984 50-cent coin stands as a silent sentinel, a proud, 12-sided piece of national heritage that tells a deeper story than its weight in metal suggests. Its gleam isn't just from the shimmering cupronickel alloy it's made from. It glows with the legacy of a year steeped in political and cultural transformation. While it's not immediately heralded among the rarest coins in Australia's decimal series, it is a rising star, sought after for its clean design, robust production quality, and hidden mintage surprises. The obverse features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by the esteemed Arnold Machin. By 1984, this crowned effigy had already been a fixture on Australian coinage for nearly 2 decades. It shows a youthful, serene monarch wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, her royal presence commanding respect. In very fine color circulation condition, the fine lines of her hair, the sharp edge of her shoulders, and the meticulous dots of the beaded neckline remain crisp, hinting at its once brilliant uncirculated state. Even under ambient light, these coins often retain pockets of original mint luster, especially along the raised edges and facial contours, a quality that discerning collectors now prize. Flip the coin over, and you're greeted with an explosion of Australian symbolism. The reverse bears the awe-inspiring Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin, the legendary royal goldsmith. It's a detailed and symmetrical masterpiece. At the heart lies the Commonwealth Shield, flanked by the majestic kangaroo and noble emu, guardians of Australia's past and future. These two creatures, chosen because they cannot walk backward, represent an ever-progressive nation. Beneath them is a flowing scroll. In very fine condition, every groove of the feathers, every dot on the shield, and every ornate curl in the floral patterns gleams like a miniature sculpture in your hand. It's not just a coin, it's a work of national art. From a technical standpoint, the 1984 50-cent coin keeps to classic dimensions, 15.55 grams in weight, with a diameter of 31.65 millimeters and made of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Its dodecagonal shape, 12 bold edges, gives it a tactile uniqueness and makes it instantly recognizable from a pile of round coins. The Royal Australian Mint produced a significant number of these coins for general circulation, over 26 million, but as time has marched on, examples in very fine or better condition are becoming surprisingly scarce in everyday circulation. Why? Because collectors, hoarders, and savvy investors have already begun snapping them up. Now let's talk market value and demand, the part that sends pulses racing. In average circulated condition, a 1984 50-cent coin is usually worth between $1 and $3 Australian. Nothing to brag about. But when found in very fine color condition, with strong details and partial mint sheen, its value can climb to $10 to $25 Australian, especially if it features sharp relief and minimal surface wear. Uncirculated examples, particularly those stored in protective holders since the 1980s, have been known to fetch between $50 and $100 Australian from dedicated collectors seeking year-complete sets. But here's where this coin takes a dramatic turn toward the millionaire's path: rare mint errors and elusive die varieties. Reports have circulated of double-struck coins, off-center misalignments, and die cracks that split the shield or bisect the queen's profile. These aren't just interesting flaws. They're highly collectible, extremely rare, and incredibly valuable. Error coins in near-perfect condition from 1984 have sold for hundreds, and in some cases, thousands of dollars, especially when authenticated by PCGS or NGC, the two premier global coin grading authorities. And in a numismatic market known for surprise surges, the right error coin, discovered at the right time, could see a bidding war that rockets it to six or even seven-figure territory. What's more, Australia's growing numismatic market is being fueled by global demand. Collectors from Europe, Asia, and North America are now pursuing complete sets of Australian decimal coinage, and the 1984 50-cent piece is increasingly seen as a cornerstone year in these collections. With a growing number of older collectors retiring and auctioning off their prized hoards, new enthusiasts are racing to fill in the gaps, pushing prices up for well-preserved coins like this one. So, how do you know if your 1984 50-cent coin could make you a millionaire? Start by inspecting it under natural light. Does it have rich, silvery tone? Are the design elements sharp and raised? Is there any unusual distortion or doubling in the lettering or imagery? If so, you might be looking at something far rarer than a common coin. Store it carefully, ideally in a non-PVC flip, and consider getting it graded. Even if it isn't an error, a coin in very fine or higher condition will only increase in value over time, especially as mint condition examples dwindle. In the grand scheme of Australian coinage, the 1984 50-cent piece may be an underdog, but as history has shown us, the greatest fortunes often come from the most unexpected places. Like the once overlooked 1930 penny or the 2000 mule dollar, this coin could soon join the pantheon of million-dollar legends. All it takes is one error, one flawless example, one lucky find, and your life could change forever. Next up, let's explore the 1983 Australian 50-cent coin, a glimmering dodecagonal masterpiece that, in very fine color condition, may seem like just another piece of silver-toned change, but beneath that quiet facade lies a coin with hidden potential, rare features, and a growing numismatic demand that could someday place it among the most valuable and life-changing coins in Australian history. This is more than metal. It's a moment in time, a canvas of national pride, and possibly your golden ticket to millionaire status. In the ever-evolving drama of Australian coinage, the 1983 50-cent piece shines with a subtle, powerful glow. A coin minted during a period of national shift and economic tension, this seemingly standard issue carries not only monetary worth, but the weight of historical narrative. As the early 1980s brought transitions in government, trade, and public sentiment, Australia's coinage remained a bastion of artistic consistency, and the 1983 50-cent coin emerged as a solid emblem of resilience and identity. At first glance, this 12-sided beauty holds its own among modern coinage. But when examined in very fine color circulation condition, its artistry and detail begin to leap off the surface. The obverse, sculpted by the famed Arnold Machin, features Queen Elizabeth II in her younger years, adorned with the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a symbol of elegance and sovereign continuity. Even after decades in pockets and drawers, examples in very fine condition still display a lightly reflective sheen, pronounced edge beading, and crisp detailing around the eyes, hair, and crown. These nuances are the very traits collectors desire, and they're getting harder and harder to find. Turn the coin over, and you're greeted by the majestic Australian coat of arms, masterfully crafted by Stuart Devlin, whose work has become a cornerstone of Australia's visual currency identity. The design captures the pride of a continent, the noble kangaroo and the steadfast emu, flanking the Commonwealth shield which contains the emblems of all 6 Australian states. In very fine condition, you can still admire the texture of the fur, the definition of the floral emblems, and the intricacy of the crown at the top of the shield. The coin's reflective surface and bold relief make it as beautiful as it is meaningful, a wearable sculpture in miniature. Now, let's dive into the technical brilliance behind this coin. The 1983 50-cent coin is made of cupronickel alloy, 75% copper, and 25% nickel, giving it a silvery white gleam and a non-magnetic property. It weighs 15.55 grams, has a diameter of 31.65 millimeters, and a thickness of 2.50 millimeters, aligning with the post-1969 standard for Australia's 50-cent pieces. Its unique dodecagonal shape, 12-sided, doesn't just make it iconic, it ensures it stands out in any coin hunt, giving collectors a tactile edge to their finds. But what about value and demand? Here's where the excitement ramps up. The 1983 50-cent coin had a mintage of approximately 49.6 million, which seems like a high number, but the devil is in the details. Over time, millions of these coins have either been lost, damaged, melted down, or degraded to poor condition. Very fine or better examples, especially those with original mint shine and minimal surface wear, have become increasingly scarce and desirable in the collector world. In very fine color condition, this coin can fetch $10 to $30 Australian dollars, depending on preservation and eye appeal. Coins in extremely fine to uncirculated condition, especially if slabbed and graded, can reach values of $50 to $150 AUD. However, the real treasure lies in the rarities and minting anomalies. Some 1983 50-cent coins have surfaced with off-center strikes, die clashes, cut errors, and planchet flaws. These are not only fascinating to collectors, they are financial gold mines. A rare double strike or dramatic misalignment can catapult a 1983 50-cent coin's value into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and grade. These coins are often scooped up quickly in online auctions, with some privately selling for upwards of 1,500 Australian dollars when accompanied by a professional grading certificate. And don't forget the long-game investment potential. As younger generations begin to embrace the allure of coin collecting, especially through social media platforms and online coin communities, the demand for complete year sets has surged. The 1983 coin, being a pivotal early 80s entry, is an essential piece, and as very fine and near-mint examples vanish from circulation, prices will only continue to climb. Think of it as the sleeping dragon of Australian coinage, quiet, steady, and on the brink of a fiery rise. So what should you do if you come across a 1983 50-cent coin in very fine condition? First, inspect it under soft, indirect lighting. Look for original luster in the fields, clear detail on both Queen Elizabeth's hair and the animal's fur, and crisp, square edges. If any detail looks doubled, misaligned, or has a raised lump, cud, you could be staring at a rare error coin worth thousands. Store it immediately in a safe coin flip or holder. Never polish or clean it, as that ruins its collector value. And consider sending it for grading and authentication, especially if it appears to be a minting anomaly. In short, the 1983 Australian 50-cent coin is a perfect storm of artistic elegance, historical weight, durable design, and stealthy rarity. For the everyday Australian, it might be dismissed as spare change, but for the collector or the curious, it's a potential jackpot in disguise. One lucky find, one hidden minting mistake, or one perfectly preserved specimen, and you could be the next to turn a forgotten coin into a $1 million marvel.